All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Bloomin' to You, episode 5. They have been seen. But, it seems to be much better than you would expect in that kind of a situation because they are not saying anything.
Nope.
Because they don't actually like to be involved in romance themselves. They just like to be a people watcher, basically.
I mean, It's mostly just there's a greedy aspect with having a secret all to himself.
Right.
Maki is the kind of character who very much gets a little bit of satisfaction, maybe even a little bit of sick satisfaction with having something unique that they can kind of experience without anybody else knowing about it, which could go very south very quickly.
Exactly. It hasn't yet, but
there are any demands made of that.
Right. Hopefully it's just a new character introduction, and this is their unique approach to love because maybe they're just not into it for themselves, kind of a thing, But yeah, we'll have to see. But on the positive side of things, Koito and Nanami, things are going pretty well.
Being involved in the student council is doing a lot for Nanami because now Koito is just around a lot.
Yes, which she does appreciate.
That's something that she very much appreciates. And if they start a pattern of after student council meeting,
after hours,
staying later kind of thing, Nanami's going to enjoy that. Koito is still kind of figuring out a little bit.
Yeah, testing the waters.
Yeah, of how this is going to work. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. The classical. Oh, interesting.
途中から女同士で付き合う展開になるという噂のかなり過激なシーンがあるとか、私がその時に狙ってこれを買うって。
She knows what she's about.
Yeah.
どうかした？いえ。
Nope, she's oblivious.
おかけしますか？お願いします。
Oh.
動揺を見せたら先輩の子は冷静に会計を。本当だからね。小糸さんのレジで愛はなかったからね。単に知らなかっただけか。
Yeah, I can only imagine how awkward that'd be. Like, oh yeah, your crush, is at a bookstore, so you want to go see her, and oh yeah, you're gonna pick up this book. Oh, it has a situation very similar to your own, and then.
来週は中間試験なので、生徒会の活動はお休みになります。恥ずかしくない成績で戻ってきてね。
ガチっぽくて怖いんですけど。
お先に失礼します。
ねえ、小糸さん、七海先輩と二人で会ったりするの。
That's personal.
なんで？
Oh.
またまた。小糸さんもちゃんと七海先輩のこと。
やっぱり違う。私が先輩の心配をしているのは、それを知っている人が他にいないからで、一言で言うならそう。お人よし。
Oh.
相手が七海先輩じゃなくても、だから違う。
可能。
すみません。
ここテストで出すからな。
珍しいな。
Falling asleep, yeah.
次、理科室だって。あいつ時間正確だから。
I've been staying up late reading this book for so long.
これを読んで感想を聞かせてほしい。
Oh.
Manuscript?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
New writers, yeah.
暦が書いたの？おかげで寝不足。暦が小説好きなのは知ってるけど、言ってないもん。言いたくないから。
Yeah.
早く言ってくれたらいいのに。恥ずかしいから。
And I'm telling you now, like, come
exactly.
on.
感想聞きたくて。
Yep.
私でいいの？言うなら結構本読んでるし。
Yeah, you literally work at a bookstore. There's probably very few people that are more qualified in her life.
Right.
飽きちゃったら途中まででも。
And that's good info too.
感想言うね。ありがとう。
Oh.
もしかして感想って急ぐ？
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know where this is going, yeah.
読めたから私だけ。
Yeah.
そっか。
Well, rip that manuscript.
Fuck.
賞に応募するってことは小説家目指して。
Yeah, this is gonna go very badly.
やりたいことを決めてるんだ。
It did look typed out, though. The title was definitely typed out.
今はそんなこと考えてる場合じゃない。どうしたの？
Or that might have been the translation, actually.
I mean, yeah, I like to think that there's no way a kid in this day and age would have, just a handwritten copy, you know?
But it is so much a trope, like...
Yeah. Even though if it's not handwritten, though,
yeah,
there's still the issue of, like, if someone sees it that she didn't want to see it, you know?
Yep, she didn't pick it up. Dang it.
Doesn't want to butt in.
I thought there was something else you were supposed to be, you know, doing, you know? Maybe something to make your bag a little heavier, you know? Possibly?
I mean, realistically, it'd probably take her at least a week to read it.
I know, but you could start. Go sit over on the other side, yeah. Yep.
Yep. I mean, it just makes sense.
And then she scoots a little closer.
Yep.
Oh. There's still time. You come back. It's gonna get thrown away. Oh. Yeah. Huh? Yep, that's fair. Yep.
And then you feel bad because it means so much more to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And then that's when everything goes terribly. No.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's lost the manuscript. Could study at my place. Yeah. Yeah. Her heart went into triple time over there.
Yep. Forget skip a beat. Skipped 3.
She's trying to maintain her calm.
Yeah.
Who's this? Is this boy? Don't go wild, Nanami. Calm yourself. She's gonna do the, like, on the bed, like, you know, like feet kick, you know. Or she's gonna be like, just don't touch anything. Just stay perfectly still, you know.
There's that part of me that wonders if some of the family that saw them come in would potentially pick up on the, like, yeah. Oh.
Yep, there it is. She looks so sus.
Yeah. Like. Oh, that looks good.
Tea and cake.
Yes.
What is this?
What is this? A fucking anime?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, high school sweethearts. Nice. Cool. Maybe her parents were... Yeah, maybe her... Yeah. Alright. Are they able to focus? Nothing. Yep. Nothing. Yep. You're usually so good at studying. Yes.
Oh, yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah. She knows too.
Yeah, I'll bet she had a feeling that it was that.
Yeah. Hentai. Stare. Yeah.
They did not get much studying done that night.
It can. Yeah. Yes, just press your head right up against my chest. It's like, oh, she was about to. She's feeling
Feel
the
the pulse through the hand. Yeah.
Careful of what? Yeah. Is she already getting jealous of Maki? Not of me. No. Yep. Of course, yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. you having friends other than me. We've been over this, Nanami.
Yeah, like
been over this.
Like that she was being frank about it.
It's a really good talk about this, though.
Yeah. Thinking that she's not changing just because she can still see the similarities.
I knew that'd be the part that she'd fixate on. He's like, yay!
But also...
Info I can learn. Whoa. Oh. Yeah.
一人じゃない。
Oh. Nice. Yeah. Sister knows exactly what she's doing now.
Right.
Yeah. She saw the way that
yeah.
that Nanami freaked out about getting the recipe. Yep. Oh.
Maybe you just choose differently is all.
Well, this is really cool, though, because one of the complicated, I feel like, feelings about love is that there's the feeling of being smitten for somebody, but that's not always going to happen when you're like into a relationship either.
Sure.
Like, that's a very real thing, because the main reason why you're smitten is because of the unknown aspect.
Right, because it's different.
Because it's different, yeah. A lot of people mistake that for love, but that's just attraction. So it's like called crushing on somebody. You can't forever be crushed, you know? Eventually, you're going to have that moment where you're like, oh, look, you're just a regular old dumb person like me.
Yeah. There comes a point where you stop moving towards the other person because you're already right next to each other, right?
Right. And then also, the idea of the romance of it comes from the choices you make.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really fun thing to have the story then just never have the love compels me kind of storyline side of things for Koito.
Well, and even in a situation where it seems like that's the case for some people, a lot of times it's the confidence to act on those feelings that might be just an inkling.
Yep.
And given that Koito is in a situation where there's a distinct lack of the confidence to act on those feelings, almost to the point where the feelings don't even exist.
Well, no, they literally don't exist.
They literally don't
They
exist.
do not exist.
Right.
So there's no confidence issue. It's just, I don't have them.
Yeah.
All right. Nanami hit the jackpot this episode.
Yes.
And Koito is just like,
Like...
you baka hentai senpai.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, Koito, you say that like, yes, no feelings and all that stuff, but you are specifically like teasing her when you do the thing of like do you want to check my pulse? Oh, grab your wrist, right? Like you knew what was up. You knew what was up, right?
But see, that's the thing. If you've never felt that for somebody, you don't know necessarily what they're experiencing. You just have read about it. And
Right.
I think what's really cool about this is she's not actually necessarily literally teasing her. She's genuinely like, oh, sus.
Sure.
Red is sus. Why aren't
Yeah.
you doing any tasks, Nanami? Come on. So I think it's more just the thing of where no, she's definitely aware. She doesn't need to scrutinize for it, but I don't think the method or desire for it is to tease her literally. But I mean, but that is the end result. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's something where like and maybe this is too early in the discussion to go into like, interpretations and things like that, but I feel like with Koito having so many insecurities about the lack of feelings, right? There could totally I feel like she's going to realize at some point that there's a part of her that's discounting things that could otherwise be interpreted as feelings. It's just so different than what everybody else seems to have that she thinks that that's not it, right?
Right.
And so in situations like that where it's the like, like, maybe that's nothing.
But yeah, maybe subconsciously there is something there.
Yeah.
And what's fun about this is that because Koito is our main character here, not Nanami, we kind of get this more quiet response to a lot of the things that are frantically happening around her with Nanami.
In a lot of ways,
so that makes it
like if Nanami was the main
comedic.
character, the energy would almost be too much for me.
Too much.
Right? Like because it's
well, it'd be a classic, lovey-dovey crushing story.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. But now we're going into the whole thing of, hey, does crushing and or getting smitten by somebody equal love? I would say it's hard to say. In a lot of ways, it's indicative of something. But
There's probably some Venn diagram stuff you could do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely one that crosses over with love quite a bit. But in a lot of ways, anybody that's been in a relationship for more than 2 years knows that, like, no, there's going to be a point where it won't be easy to just be smitten by the person, where you want to, huff their smell from their bed. Nanami, like that's not always gonna be there. Eventually, you'll smell the farts, and they'll mix in with the rainbows, and you're like, I don't remember that color being in the rainbow.
I gotta say though, I think my favorite part of this episode with the whole situation of like going over to the house is not the like, oh, Nanami freaking out with Koito.
Right.
It's the everybody else interacting with Nanami as she's freaking out about this. And so it's like, yeah, no, of course. Like they were already making the comments of like girlfriend, and now it's like
it's obvious.
The sister doesn't even need to confirm or anything. It's just like, oh, by the way, here's a pic
photo
of Koito sleeping.
I got you, bitch.
Yeah.
And it's not like a gotcha, but it's more like a I got you,
Yeah.
But yes, that is definitely a thing where the number of people that know is slowly growing, even if it's not definitive that the sister knows.
And
that is happening here.
And I hope it continues in that kind of pattern, because I feel like in Koito's situation, because she has so much insecurity regarding the idea of romance for herself, I feel like if she knows that other people know, that will make her feel way less...
Well, because she's not super attached to it.
Right.
She can just abandon it, and it's not going to break her heart.
Yeah.
To shatter Nanami, but still, that's the kind of thing where Nanami is somewhat realistic enough to understand that, yeah, I'm not getting reciprocation. That's literally what we talked about. But I love that we're already dealing with the Nanami bringing up the, well, like, but I'm now a little bit jealous because, you know, if you're not showing me any kind of response, then does that mean you like somebody else? Oh, Nanami, you literally just had this conversation, and yet you're like, it's okay. No. See, this is my favorite part about when you're in like a crushing state on somebody here. You're not going to have the feelings that you have for each other hit the same heights at the same time. So when you communicate exactly where you're at, you have to understand that there's going to be a disconnect, even if they're not like, you know,
and that's not
Koito.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, where you know Koito is, you know, practically ace at this point in a lot of ways. But like, no, it's just people are going to be at different spots, and you can't demand things of other people to meet you where you're at. That's a request. You humbly make an offering of like, hey, would it be okay for you to move, you know, a couple of feet closer to compromise? I understand you're not wanting to jump the entire gap, but like maybe a little bit. I'll bring you cheesecake. And she's like, cheesecake. That you make a compelling argument.
Exactly.
I'll move 18 inches for cheesecake. Oh, lovely.
Right. Oh, I'm starting to feel jealous. This isn't your problem.
No.
Do you have any advice though for me on what do I do here?
It's so cute. Like it's so fucking cute. But like, yeah, they're little like dumbasses in love.
Yes.
Nanami has had relationships before though, so there is that to go on, and that she is definitely charming.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Koito is like all your techniques are useless on me, basically.
Exactly.
So
right.
I also do feel for Nanami in the like, you have to hang in there.
Right.
This is an anime. You guys will fucking end up together. It's just
the
thing
is
you gotta weather at least a full core of this shit. Otherwise, you know.
And the thing is,
you won't make it the distance.
And the thing is, it's very easy to see this and like, I could totally see Nanami getting like, feeling kind of impatient.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
Right?
Yep.
But this is the good shit, right?
I mean, for the observers, the Makis and us, you know.
No, I would say even for Nanami in a lot of ways.
What?
Yeah.
No, have a person where she's like, I love you, and they're like, yeah, I know, and they just.
Well,
I feel like that's hard.
No, that would definitely hard too. But at the same time, this is the it's. You know, you don't. Okay, no.
I don't know how this is the good shit. I feel like this is a special kind of shit, but it's not the good shit.
No, there's definitely complications as a result of this, but the developing of the relationship through whatever struggles and hurdles come up is one of the things that helps make the relationship itself so precious.
Yes,
right?
but there is no relationship yet. That's the point. They are friends, but they are not actually dating yet.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
I would say there is a relationship. It just doesn't adhere to the traditional standards of what people would consider
No, of course, but that's getting into semantics. The point is that from Koito's perspective, they are not in a relationship. That's the only thing that matters. As long as one of them doesn't believe that they're in a relationship, they're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, for Nanami, this is definitely a thing where you can look back on this at some point with a lot of like, oh, this was such tender times.
Yeah.
But in the moment, hell no. This is not the good shit. This is like the strong soldier, you know, like you literally like, you know,
I'm doing
flex
my
and
part.
train.
Yeah,
You're like, I'm doing my part, exactly. And then you try and maintain your calm in the bedroom, and when the sister's like, oh, you want the recipe? Oh, here you go. And how do you respond? Thank you for the recipe. The recipe, you know. But she's so
laughed
so
off
funny,
as like, oh, that dork, you know, or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Because then there's also the idea that like we're in an environment where this is looked on as a social taboo. So like, there's not just the idea of this being a thing where at any time someone else could find out. It's also at any time, you know, Koito could just hard reject Nanami and say some things that are pretty hurtful and mean potentially. Like,
no, totally. But isn't that just something that you have to deal with when you're in love with someone in general? Because it's not about the you
yes,
know,
of course.
like
that's
this
why
is going
not
to happen.
The good
right?
shit. This is just the she's crushing on somebody, and she's trying to show in so many ways that yeah, I'm in love with you. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just see this differently, but like I feel like those kinds of fears. Those are fears that would even exist if it was in an actual relationship, like an official relationship.
Way less.
Really?
Like way less. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there would be way less like, you know, merit to them, I guess. But I feel like they'd still be there just as strong if they're,
yes,
you know.
Yes, but you'd very clearly see a curve slowly going down the longer the relationship goes. When you're at the point where there is no relationship, it's at its highest it's ever going to be.
Sure,
so it would go down the more they were in a relationship.
No, right.
So.
But like, and maybe this gets down to a personal preference thing, right? But like the chaos and the turbulence and all of that stuff is also where you get the doki doki, you know, like flutters in your chest the most and all of that, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of thing where if you like the chase, I guess sure, but like in a relationship, like. That's there, but the best part is being in a relationship where you're actually like connected. Like it's not just a will they, won't they?
Well, and me saying this is the good shit is not trying to be like dismissive of the awesome stuff that happens when you're actually in a, you know, steady, ongoing, dedicated relationship with the person, right? Because that's awesome in a whole nother way, right? But you wouldn't want to skip past this stuff, right?
But that's not a mutually exclusive thing. I'm saying that this is not the good shit. This is just a part of the relationship process, in that you can't just immediately be like, we like each other. Wonderful. Yes. There's going to be attraction before the person accepts the attraction. Like sometimes, I guess, with online dating, you could end up in a situation where it's just the... we both got 2 texts from each other and boom, sparks are flying, you know?
Right.
By the time you see each other, you're both already like, and I'm sure that actually happens way more often than we'd think. But in this situation, no, I feel absolutely for Nanami in the struggle here with just having the attraction with no response. And yet... because she said in a previous episode that she'd be okay with no reciprocation immediately, I like that we're now calling that out for the tiny little lie that it was, and that it's you think that you'd be okay with it. You're doing a measured kind of projection into the future and seeing, okay, yeah, I think I could do it because I'm so in love with you. I could weather anything. So she's basically doing the like, I am a resolute lover who will not be swayed by the storms of life. And then the slightest storm of life comes about. She's like,
well,
are you...
I mean, yes. There's absolutely...
It's very realistic.
There's absolutely all the levels of the elements in which when you're head over heels for somebody, you can get very unreasonable very quickly, right? Yeah. But this is also the situation where it's like, but Koito has already been like, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious, you know, if I wasn't interested, right? You know, and then it's like, oh, okay, so we kissed, and that was actually something like, it wasn't just me like kissing her real quick while the while the train went by, you know, it's like she actually wanted to do that. Wait, oh shit, wait, does this change everything? And for Koito, it like changes like basically nothing,
right?
You know, but for Nanami, it changes absolutely everything.
Right. Yeah. I definitely can see the ways in which Nanami will every once in a while leap ahead with flutters of joy and excitement and just be like,
every little thing sends her to the
everything is wonderful and everything is great. And then every once in a while, Nanami will, Koito will tease her, and then she'll be like, oh, how could you do this to me? I thought we
oh,
were.
Fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, I thought we were in love. And it's like, come on, you forget? Like, oh, you want to spend time with Maki? You seem more excited about Maki being here than you did when I showed up about the library. It's like, well, yeah, you're a given. This is my favorite thing they're actually like hinting at here. Koito has kind of expected Nanami to go after her. It's the, well, you need me the most. And it's the, slowly but surely we could see Koito taking Nanami for granted.
Sure, okay.
And if she's very much like, oh, I want to see and, be around other friends as well. I don't want to have my entire time just be monopolized by you.
If a group of friends is like, hey, let's hang out, she will absolutely, go cancel and hang out with them if that's what she wants to do. And there's a very good chance that that'll be the case. Whereas with Nanami, it's the, nope.
I will cancel everything else.
I'm spending time with my favorite person right now. Yeah.
And my favorite part about that is because Maki is that kind of insight into the true nature of what's going on. Maki can kind of bring up a little bit from the objective sense of, from the outside, it definitely looks like you guys are both into each other, like from body language and stuff. And I think that that's the kind of thing where you can be in a position where Koito very much does enjoy being around Nanami, but she does not have the same flutter in her, heart and stuff about.
She's got to have her own space to find out what it means for her in her own way.
Yeah. And I'm really excited for that to come about because this show is very much taking its sweet time with things here.
And we had, so with the Maki situation, there was both something that made me worried, and there was also something that made me be like, oh, okay, maybe, tried to assuage those concerns. Are you going to be hanging out with Nanami again? It's like, yeah, that's, you don't need to know that, right? Like, like that's between us two. But then when Koito is like, oh, hey, let's hang out. And then he sees Nanami coming along, and then he's like, I'll back off, right? It's like, oh, okay, cool. That could be like some element in which he's kind of like being their wingman,
That's what he's probably thinking. But yeah, it is also a bit of a thing of where
that
you
was
never
not requested.
Well, no, it's the kind of, but it's the, you don't have a say strong enough to actually like have any kind of power in that regard. It's the kind of ownership thing that I'm most worried about.
Yeah, there was an element. The ownership thing is definitely a vibe that I've gotten, especially from the previous episode.
Yeah.
And then the other vibe that I potentially got, but then I was like, no, he likes to do this in general, just with with couples. It's not like I thought they were going to maybe bring up the fetishization
projecting.
angle.
I think that's
no, that's not actually what the show is setting up.
That's a societal thing that I think people bring up a lot, but it's not something that's necessarily happening here.
No.
If anything, he probably just does that indiscriminately for all the, like you're saying, all the relationships that he likes to
vicariously. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's all the obvious ways that it can be bad. In a not negative sense, vicariously get some enjoyment out of, since he doesn't feel comfortable being in a relationship himself.
Right. I think the main reason why most people would be maybe a little bit hypocritical and say that he's a problem when most of the girls in Koito's life are going to gossip and have the exact same vicarious enjoyment.
It's reality TV right in front of you.
Right. It's because there's a difference between gossiping about it, speaking about it, and I'm going to watch quietly from the background and not let you know I'm there. Like that's different.
No, and there's ways in which that could be worse, but that could also be better, because gossip doesn't necessarily help anybody either.
No. I am very anti-gossip as a person in general, but I know that in general most people are not anti-gossip, and I would say that in terms of boundaries and privacy, watching somebody without letting them know that you're there violates so many people's privacy boundaries more than gossiping does, because gossiping is something where you're still distant from the actual events themselves.
Yeah, there's times where it's like you're watching them when you're not supposed to be there. Right?
That's literally what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like that's what he wants to do.
And that's why one of the things that I was worried they might end up bringing up is that when he backed off to be like, no, you two hang out, is that he was actually going to like follow them and like watch them or whatever.
Yeah, but
he didn't bring that up though, so I don't think that's happening.
He's not the main character. He's not a main character. I don't think we're going to have that happen until it literally has conflict consequences.
And then they could
plot.
retroactively say that, like, oh yeah, it's actually been happening for a while and the characters just weren't aware of it, so it wasn't brought up in the story.
Heck, maybe he is actually following them and we're supposed to be paying attention. Maybe there's actual scenes where it's like, nope, there, you can see him right there, hide that bush,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I hope everything's above board with Maki, right? I hope there's not anything like untoward or complicated happening there, because the idea, like, romance is such a whole enchilada, especially in high school, right?
Yeah.
That the idea that it's like, oh no, I'm just gonna be like, hey, it's working for them. That's great, right? Like, I want that to be something that's just nothing sketch going on, but yeah.
Cool. All right, but y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch, and if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.